Hello you, and welcome back to another episode of Vanilla Railworld for Beginners in Factorio version 0.17. This is episode 48, where we're going to look at the Kovarex process, among a couple of other things too. My name is Satchmo, thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time to hang out, like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff I need you guys to do. If you enjoyed the content, of course. And yeah, other than that, let's just get started. We're going to be doing the Kovarex process today, which is, let's see if I can find it on here. Uranium processing. There it is. The Kovarex, or Kovarex, I don't know. Kovarex enrichment process. It takes 60 seconds. It consumes 40 uranium-235 and 5 uranium-238, and it produces 41 uranium-235. So it produces one extra, and then you get 2/5 of your uranium-238 back too. So this is just a way to take all of the bad product that we have and turn it into good product. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is a little bit silly, but I'm just going to do it for the time being because it'll help, is I'll do that. Let's do like 3 or 4 of these. There we go. Yeah, perhaps this is a little bit silly. But there we go. I'm going to increase the amount of storage that I have for the 238. Now, I only had it going into one chest, and that chest is a provider chest, providing the base with it. But I'm not really using a whole lot of it, or really at this point any of it, because I've made all the uranium ammo that I want to make. So I'm just going to put 3 extra chests here so we can continue consuming this. Because we have a small chance, we have a 1% chance of collecting the good ones. So I want as many good ones as I can. So in order to produce the good ones, I'm going to consume, I'm just going to increase my storage is all I'm trying to say. Let's make this a provider chest. I don't have provider chests on me, so I'll build one real quick. Or I'll request one. And we'll get started. There they are. That's a provider chest. That's fine. Okay. Alright, cool. Let's get started with the blueprint. This is what I've come up with. This is an original design of mine. Put it right there. This is an original design of mine. I've seen other ones that were kind of similar to this, but this one I came up with all on my own. And I'll show you how it works in a minute. It's going to take a minute to actually get it all built. But we'll see how it works momentarily. While the bots are coming from the base to actually build this thing, let's go ahead and take a look at the logistics 3. I'm out of research. So let's do nuclear fuel reprocessing. This is going to take up the fuel cells and give you more 238. Liquefaction, braking force, worker robot cargo size. Let's do that one next. So extra cargo size, inserter capacity bonus, more of that. Mining productivity would be fantastic. This is military stuff that I'm just not interested in. And then, yeah, the rest of this requires space. So we are almost done with our tech tree. Super cool. Insert our capacity bonus 6. There we go. Let's do that. More cargo size. Cargo capacity 7. There we go. And then since I'm out, we'll just do that. So, very cool. Alright, this is being built. Something I realized is I don't have beacons built in the base, so these are just going to be ghost images for a while. But I will build those this episode. Let me go ahead and help these robots out so we can speed things along. Okay. So what's happening here is this. This guy, well, as before, he is siphoning off the 235 that comes out of this process, which is not very many. He is taking all of the 238 and putting them into all the storage, the last of which is the provider chest, which is going to carry it over to this process. I could belt it over, but I would rather carry it with bots. It goes into this chest, and then this inserter puts it onto this belt, which feeds onto the inside lane of this belt, which makes a big loop. And as you can see, I see as it goes along, they're consuming what they can of it. So all of these require 5 to start the process, so it puts in 11, gives itself a little bit of a bonus. But anyway, all of this will back up here momentarily. All right, and then, so that's that. So this feeds the 238 requirement of this loop. Okay. That's why right here. I'm sorry. Make this a provider chest. Well, let me do it first, and then you'll see what's going to happen. The reason this isn't working is because I have this in a steel chest, not a provider chest. But once I switch this over to provider chest, robots will come, and they'll take the 235 that you need, and they'll bring them over to this chest. This robot is going to put it on the outside lane, which is then going to go into this underground. It's going to come up over here. These robots are in the way. There you go. I wish these robots would get out of the way. Are you almost done? Thank you. Well, I need that back on. Okay. Anyway, that's going to come this way. And in this tile, I have two inserters. The inserter that wants the 238 is going to go into this chest, and it's going to it's just going to keep recycling. Because again, remember at the end of the process, you do create a little bit of 238. So anyway, that 238 is going to come on the outside lane with the 235 that I have, and that's just going to get right here and recycled back to the inside lane, so that's why he does that. This guy, the 235, he's going to grab that, put it onto this belt. It's going to be grabbed by this inserter and put into this chest. This is an important chest for later, I'll tell you why. But other than that, it's going to come back out by this chest and go back on to the belt and go back around. The idea here is that this process, if I put 40 of them in here to start this process, I would get 41 out. So if I'm only creating one extra, that means that this thing needs to have 40, this needs to go for 40 cycles before he produces enough extra to get this guy to go. You know, and then 20 cycles later, this guy would go and so on, and it would snowball from there. But the idea is you don't have a whole lot, so you want to be recycling your product, so that way you can kind of snowball the process. So this is where this comes in. It goes into this chest because it needs to make a decision. Is it going to come back out this way, or is it going to go into this provider chest, which is actually where all of the 235 is ultimately going to go to be supplied to the base? Okay? And the way this guy works is that if there is greater than or equal to 9 in this chest, he's requesting 10. So if he gets all of his 10, then the overflow, then this guy is going to turn on, and he's going to start grabbing from this chest. So at this point, if this guy is satisfied, which means that this would have to be backed up, right? So if he is satisfied, that means that the 235 is backed up on the belt, which means that when it comes into here and goes over here and comes into here, then he can grab it and put it in this chest. So essentially, this guy's only going to turn on when this whole belt is full of 235. At least that's the idea. So we're not going to stand here and watch it because it takes a really long time to do. But anyway, let's make that a provider chest. He comes, and then you see the process. He comes down. And then here we go. This guy's going to scoop it all up. Hopefully, well, I know we have more than 40 in the system, so we'll actually have a little bit of a head start here. But anyway, once he hits 40, the process will start. There it goes. And then he's going to take some extra because, you know, they do that for a buffer. And a little bit passed on to this guy, but that's okay. Now here's the other thing, is that this is a 3x3 square footprint entity. So it's just enough room for you to output on this side, then it's going to go into the belt and then come right back in. So I'll talk long enough to have this finished. But what you're going to see is that he's actually not, it's the uranium's not going to have to go all the way around the loop before it comes back in here. It's just he's going to output it onto the left side, and the belt's going to carry it back to the right side, and then he's going to input it again. So he's actually just going to feed himself. And the only time that any extra is going to go by is that if there's a hiccup where this robot has to grab some of the 238, or if he is full, which does happen. Both of those things do happen. But at any rate, there should be another. Here he goes. See, he puts down on one side and picks up on the other. And then a little bit goes through to the next guy, because we're just not quite fast enough to pick all that up. So he's got 15 extra in here. And then now this guy is starting to get a little bit himself. Anyway, this process is going to keep on going. There is a way to kind of get bottlenecked by this. If those hiccups happen enough to where you don't get 40 in one of these, but like if he only grabs 35 and he grabs a couple and then he grabs a couple, then the process doesn't start. So that's kind of irritating. That can happen. I tested it and it shouldn't happen here. Not to mention, we have so much of this stuff being produced that here's another one right here. Right there. That's going to go into there. A robot's going to come, grab it, and he's going to feed it into this process. Goes up, down, over, down. There we go. So we're also, in addition to this process working by itself and being a kind of a closed loop, we're also getting a little bit extra from outside sources too. So, yeah, so there you go. You get to watch it happen one more time. He puts down, he picks up. The extra goes into the next guy. There you go. He's building up. He's got 14 now. So eventually he'll get to the point where he has 40, and then both of these machines will be operating. And after it picks up, it really starts going fast. Anyway, but to really make it go fast, this is a 60-second cycle, and that takes forever. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a beacon factory to make these beacons, and that's going to make this thing go a lot faster. So that is what we're going to be spending the rest of the time doing this episode, since we're not just going to sit there and watch it. So let's go ahead and get that set up. There's also one more thing I need to build too that I realized in between episodes. I'll build it right here. Alright, so the other thing I need to build, which for some reason I didn't, this is my nuclear area. I've got the heat exchange, the heat pipes, and the centrifuge. I didn't, for some reason, build... I think I just didn't have it yet, but the nuclear reactor, which is kind of the important part. So anyway, I need the nuclear reactor. Actually, you can go... I thought I needed a space in between them, but I don't. So there we go. He requires most of the same ingredients the other one does. Requester chests. I don't have requester chests on me. I don't know why I haven't been making requests for these chests. I think I just deleted them on accident and forgot to. Anyway. Okay, so what he's getting the steel from here. He's getting the red circuits from there. He's getting the copper from here. And he needs concrete. So the only thing he needs is concrete that he doesn't already have. I could just make a request for concrete. There we go, concrete. I saw that he needed, I think, 500. It's a ridiculous amount. Yeah, but really, we're not going to be making many of these reactors, so there we go. There we go. Cap him off at 1 so he doesn't make too many. And there we go. That'll be working in the background. Next, we need the beacons. Steel, copper cable, electronic circuits, and advanced circuits. I can actually do that right here as well, unless there's a better option. Steel. If I do it here, I don't have copper. Copper, steel. Red and green circuits. Here wouldn't be. I'm right here next to this. I'd rather just keep it all together. With keep like with like. At least as much as I can. So I think I am going to build it right here. So, copper cable. So he needs to make copper cable to feed into there. Do a direct insertion. I didn't mean to drop that. Okay, he's feeding copper cable into there. Fantastic. He is grabbing steel and red circuits. Very cool. And then all he needs is green circuits, which I can make another request for. I don't like to request too many things, but you have to do it sometimes. 200's fine. There we go. That can output into a provider chest capped off at 2. I don't remember what the stack size is, but anyway, there we go. As soon as the green circuits start coming over here, then that'll be that. Very cool. Next thing, we need to be making, because I'm going to be beaconing things. Did I explain beacons? Let me just show you real quick. Well, as soon as I produce my first one, you'll see what I'm doing. I'll explain them in a moment, just in case I haven't done it already. So there we go. Here's the tier 3 of these. There we go. I'm actually going to turn these off because I want all of the resources going to making speed modules right now. So I'm going to come back in and fill in the inputs later. I'll just give this guy what he needs. So he requests modules 2, which is just going to come from over here to over here. You could belt that, but it'd be kind of tricky to belt with all these other products in the way, so I'm just going to bot it. It'd be okay. Also, I put in between episodes, I just put a designated factory here, just to make a little extra speed module 1, because speed module 1 feeds assembling machines. So now I have enough of that. In fact, I can go ahead and request. Let's request like, oh, that's way too many. 200. Let's get this guy really working, so that he can make a lot. Request from buffer chests? Okay, yeah, he wasn't requesting for buffer chests, that's why he was stopped. So anyway, now I'll get some assembling machines in here, and I'll start getting assembling machine 3, which that'll be critical here momentarily. I'm trying to go a little faster than I normally do, because you guys have been with me for 48 episodes now. I think you guys get the point of what I'm doing. I'm just pre-planning these guys and setting up the buffer chest. I mean the chest. So this takes 60 seconds. It's a ridiculous amount of time for just one of these products. So we're going to work on speeding this up pronto. Okay? And the way that we're going to do that... okay, I'm finally getting my beacons. 162, okay. There we go. It's with these beacons. Let's go ahead and make a request for the beacons as well. And a request for module 3. Put those in a bar so I have an idea of how many I have as well. Okay, cool. So beacons work like this. You can put him here. Obviously needs to be powered like everything else. If you click on the machines, you have 2 slots for the modules. We've went over this in the past. So I've already just put these in, then boop boop. Now the machine goes faster. Get out. But if you put those into the beacon, there are 2 slots per beacon. Then now everything inside this guy's area, which right now is only these 2 assemblers, now they get beaconed. Okay, so if I hover over this, you see on the right side over there, crafting speed plus 30, because he's getting the benefit from this beacon. And of course, you can also beacon the machine itself. Oops, he consumed them as a product instead of a thing. But anyway, you can also beacon the machine too if you want to. So that is why, let's go to the radar. Too far. There. That is why I have all of these beacons all over this, because these are going to be under the influence of several beacons each, plus they're going to be speed moduled. So the whole thing is going to go like 8 times faster than normal, right? So 60 divided by 8, that's how long it's going to take for one of these cycles, once it's all beaconed and set up. So that's what we're looking at. But anyway, obviously you can't beacon the end product because you need to work from the front to the back in terms of throughput and stuff. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make the speed module making machine as fast as it can, so it can make speed modules faster, so that the other things go faster. So there we go. Now, first thing you can do is switch to Assembling Machine 3, because Assembling Machine 3 has a crafting speed of I'll just look at it over here. Crafting speed of 1.25, whereas Assembling Machine 2 has 0.75. So it's half, it's 0.5 faster. So this is pretty significant. It's a pretty significant increase. So everything in this chain can be upgraded. You see them how much faster. You see how much faster they're going now. So here, let's upgrade all of the things that we need to. We're using beacons pretty quickly, so let's upgrade that. Eventually we're going to upgrade everything, but let's upgrade the things that we're working on right now. Likewise, we can also upgrade our, what do you call these? Our red circuits? So we can be making red circuits faster, because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we're going to get stalled out on red circuits here soon. I know for a fact. So we can upgrade all of this process. Again, if you upgrade the end of the process, you have to upgrade the beginning too. So if I make the circuit factories faster, I have to make the intermediate products faster too. Otherwise you'll get bottlenecked. So we need to be thinking about that, which is exactly why, since these red circuits are an intermediary product for the speed module, that's why I ran over there right away and increased those, because green circuits I got plenty of, but red circuits, and by extension blue circuits, are going to be hurting if I don't do that. So anyway, let's take these out and put the good ones in. These are module 3, and this guy has module 3 in it. The other thing about Assembling Machine 3 is that you actually have 4 spots for modules. So there we go. So this guy is now, he's working at a speed of 4.375. It's 2.5 times faster. So now instead of 60 seconds, it's going to take significantly less. 2.375, 62, it's going to take about 26 seconds instead of 60. Maybe even less than that if I did my math. Unless I did my math wrong. Oh no, I'm sorry. His crafting speed is 4.375, so actually it's divided by 4. So yeah, it's going to take him less than 15 seconds to make one of these. Okay? And because I'm serious about it, I'm going to take this guy. I'm also going to cram one of him in here too. Can I, there we go. If I put him right here, he also gets the influence of it. So let's go ahead and cram him in there too. Now look at him working. It's almost comical watching him go that fast. There we go. Now he's got a crafting speed of 5, right? So it's 60 seconds divided by 5. It's actually a 12-second cycle now. So yeah, significantly faster to be getting these products. Right? And so now that I've got these being made rather quickly, I can work my way back down the line. Take those out, put these in. There we go, upgrade him. Likewise, I can module all of this. Take those out and put them into the things that everybody's going to benefit from first. There we go. Now, I might do this, we're at the 24-minute mark. The episode's going to go a little longer than this. I'm not wrapping up yet. But this is probably something I'm going to do on my own time, is just kind of stand around and let these things build up modules and beef everything up. But hopefully at this point you're getting the idea. We're going as fast as we can, producing speed modules. Right? So how's power looking? 29, a ton of power. Hopefully. Oh yeah, the reason I brought that up is because these guys, the energy consumption is 70% greater for each one of these. So these things are now consuming a lot of energy. A lot more energy. In fact, if you look over here, which one? This guy right here. Look on the top right-hand corner. It says energy consumption 1.9 megawatts. That's 420% faster than normal. So it's significantly faster. So there we go. Yeah, I got my nuclear reactor. Cool. Anyway, that's just going to keep on keeping on. I'm not going to babysit it too much. I can fill you up. And fill you up. That's well enough. That's well enough for now anyway. Okay, there we go. Again, I'm going to be bottlenecked soon by red circuits. I'm aware of that. We'll have to solve that problem soon. I have another factory right here that is stalled. I might be able to kind of share the load between the two of them some funny way, but which would be ideal. Ideally, you wouldn't have the two things separated. Ideally, you would have them one right next to each other so that they can merge together and they can both be your output. But that is not the way it is right now. Crash the trees like a boss. Oops, drive the wrong way like a boss. Okay, hold on. New problem to solve. Why am I not getting... Oh, okay. Yeah, just because this thing here is hurting. Okay. Well, this should be all mixing together. It is. It's just backed up on one side, not the other. Okay. Let me think just for a moment. Also want to check this balancer, make sure it's actually built properly. You've seen that I've had problems with these balancers so far. I might need another iron train as well. That might be what I do. Oh yeah, because look at this. So yeah, I could increase the input over here too. I might have to do that next time. Just do more iron to increase my steel. But I don't think that steel is the most pressing thing right now. So there we go. These guys are going to get built, and this little guy right here, this item request little notification. That's because I planted this down with a blueprint, and the blueprint already had these guys moduled. So it's saying these guys are also requesting the modules be put in. There isn't really a good way to do that without this. Without doing it from a blueprint, which is something I really want them to put in the game, but they haven't yet. I think like an upgrade planner. Like for instance, you can upgrade from Module 1 to Module 2 and from Module 2 to Module 3, but you can upgrade from nothing to a module. They may fix that soon. I'm pretty sure. I've heard a lot of people in the community mention that you should be able to do that. In fact, there was a post on Reddit about the other day. I would like to be able to set a little blueprint, a planner up that says, hey, make everything under this blueprint or under this planner, whatever, productivity module 2 and speed module 3. There you go. Whatever. But I'm obviously not a developer here, so. There we go. So these guys are going, the process is going a bit faster because now they're being moduled with this stuff, and I've actually got room to module them myself. Let's go ahead and put this guy here. Oh, that's frustrating. Let's put it there. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have one. I was wondering why it was still giving me ghost image. Okay. Yeah, so this is just going to keep on going. I should be getting more speed modules, and I can put them in the machines myself. And again, they'll just go faster and faster. But anyway, the process is working. That's 30 minutes into the episode. Let's just take a look at the map and see what we're doing. Oh yeah, I didn't mention at the end of the last episode, I went and I did another big push. This should be the last push of the game. So I've really pushed things back. Yeah, this stuff is way far away from the base now. So I am producing a lot of pollution, but I don't think it'll be a factor. I don't think so. So, anyway, let's just go put down another train. Let's do that. And that'll be the end of this episode. I don't mind if they go a little bit longer right now. I am trying to wrap up this series because we're actually getting really close to the end. But there's a couple things I want to do just to make sure that you guys know how, and to say that I've done before we start working on the actual end game. But we're not far away at all. Yeah, and one of them is nuclear. So that's why we're working that Kovarex process now, so that the nuclear comes soon. Here we go, grab some of those, grab 5 of those. Yeah, unless I'm mistaken, that's all I should need. Oh, I wonder if I did it. I'm trying to remember if I made a correction to the base that I wanted to, or if I just thought about doing it. No, I did. Okay, here's something I want to mention to you guys. This is very important. Look what I've done here. I've taken this and I've connected it down here, as opposed to the way it was, which was to come off right here and connect here. This is very important. This intersection isn't... I had a whole episode where I built this, and I built it for demonstration purposes, and I left out one kind of critical thing, which is that ideally, in between all of the sections of the intersection, should be enough space for the biggest train that's going to be using it. Right? So, where's my train? There it is. There we go. See, if I put him here, kind of put some fuel in him so I can drive around a little bit. There we go. If I put him here, here's a good place for it. Okay. Then look at these lights right here. These lights turn green because I'm not in the way. Right? If I were back here, I'd be in the way. It counts. But if I'm right here, it doesn't. So this train is able to come by me. Same thing, the train that's coming this direction can go up because I'm not in the way, or it can go left. See, the signal's green because I'm not in the way. Same thing, this guy can come down because I'm not in the way. But this is only working because I'm this small. If I were the size of these trains, right, the train would come all the way back here. And it would block off sections. It really wouldn't matter that I had this signaled the way I do, because the train is so big, it's going to block off the whole intersection anyway. So really, you want to be building your intersections big enough to accommodate the full length of the train. The problem is that with a 2.6 train like that, it's 8 units bit large. The intersections become absolutely massive. And if you go look up blueprints for them, you'll see that the blueprints in this game for the trains get really, 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 really big. To accommodate big old trains. So this is really a small intersection. Okay, and I'm aware of that, but I'm trying to get it built and trying to teach. The problem was this. There wasn't enough room right here on this stretch to accommodate a full train, even just in this stretch. So he was gridlocking everything because the back of the train was sticking out right here, which is technically in this block. And because the train wasn't big enough to clear this entire intersection, the back of the train was blocking right here, which means that trains that were coming this way couldn't come. Even though he really wasn't in the way at all, just because of the way the intersection is, he was still technically in this block, so a train that was coming this way couldn't. And when a train that was coming this way couldn't, then a train that was coming out couldn't come here because he was blocking it, and so on and so forth. So I had to... this intersection still needs to be a little bit better, but I was getting gridlocked. In between episodes, I was looking at something and I noticed I got gridlocked. So instead, I made the trains come here, and that kind of alleviated this problem right here. You see, we haven't had a gridlock in a while. So anyway, keep that in mind. It's something I meant to mention during my episode. I'm sure somebody will probably point out in the future because they hadn't got to this episode yet. But ideally your trains should be big enough to fit within every kind of section of the intersection. Otherwise, the intersection doesn't really do a whole lot for you. So, there we go. Let's do that. Cargo wagon, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. What are you? Are you the one I want? Nope, you're copper. I think I can copy from the map. I think I learned this the other day. And that's pretty cool. Here we go. Control right click, or shift right click, shift left click. There we go. Yeah, you can actually control, copy paste instructions, blueprints, whatever from the map too. So there we go. Turn him on manual. He's going to the iron drop off, which is useless, but that's okay. He should have gone to the first one, but he didn't. Anyway, he goes up and realizes he doesn't have anything in his inventory. He feels like a doofus, so he drives away. Cool. Now the only thing is that I do have 2 trains using the same outpost, which isn't that big a deal. Because, well, we'll see why momentarily. Just follow him up there. Oh yeah, now he's going to the fueling station. In fact, let's take a ride. I love these trains. I love them so much. They're so cool looking, and it's just fun building these things. I really, really encourage you guys, if you do this, if you watch this playthrough, to pick up this game and do some train stuff. It's a lot of fun. Here we go. Okay, yeah, this is all backing up, so that's good. And I should have enough room. The only problem now is this. If this train is here, and the other train comes back from the station, it's going to have to park right here, right? It's going to stop at this light, because it cannot continue this way. Okay? Now, if it does that, then... Oh, here he comes right here. Proof of concept. Boom. So he waits patiently for this guy to fill up. Now the only problem with that is that this guy right here is also using this station. Which isn't that big a deal, honestly. But anyway, if he comes and he wants to come back here, then he's going to have to stop behind this train until he can come here. So what you can do is make a little bypass. So what I could do is back here have another section that comes out and then connects. Or like do like a little interchange right here or something like that. So that way the train that doesn't have to go to this station doesn't have to wait for this station. So, but the uranium stuff is like just not that pressing. It's just really not. I don't need that much of it. I'm not on the time frame for it, and I've got enough storage over there that even if that train does have to wait for something, it's not going to be that big a deal. So, anyway. So, we're still filling up the same first station for the time being. But eventually we'll get the trains will fill up faster than they'll offload, and we'll have the trains in both of these depots here. And then we'll increase our iron input. So anyway, that's it for this one. I'm going to continue. I'm going to let the speed modules and stuff keep going since you guys saw me build it and I want to do it on screen. I'm going to finish up that Kovarex process over there, getting the, I'm pointing with my thumb, like A, you can see it, and B, that I'm actually pointing in the direction of it. Anyway. This oil train reminds me, I wonder if I have enough oil to satisfy, like, the rest of the game. Real quick, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know how much that is. I don't know if that's a good amount or not. I still haven't put a radar over here. Anyway, I'm going to do that too. Yeah, so I'm going to finish up this Kovarex process so that you guys don't have to watch me do that. And then probably next episode we'll do nuclear, just so we can see how it works. And yeah, we'll try to figure that out. So, very cool. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. I'd appreciate it if you guys give me a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, don't worry about it. Or you can at least tell me what I could do to make you enjoy it more. But anyway, there we go. This is the Kovarex process. We can see it's really picking up now. Now we have 4 machines that are all, well, almost. They're kind of on a funny cycle right now. Let's see once all this gets sucked off the belt. Almost did it. There we go. Now we have 4 machines that are working. And of course, as these speed modules get placed down, it's just going to go faster and faster and faster. And eventually all of this will be outputting. And yeah, once that happens, we'll start filling this chest up with fuel. So that'll be awesome. I'm going to stick around and watch that happen. And I'll get back to you guys here just a little bit. So thanks a bunch. Appreciate you watching. And I'll catch you in the next episode.